afternoon. This is Tisha Alternatives Beauty Studio,
And this is Tanika Gillard. I am naturally yours. I am in Birmingham, Alabama.
and I am in the Poconos, PA. However, today I'm in Delaware. So the background you see, I'm in my car doing this. I had to get rid of the kids, get rid of the husband, so we could come to you live today because we were off last week. Happy belated Father's Day. And
Yes.
then Wednesday we were supposed to come to you, but then I got a last minute call. I had to do a celebrity, so I had to get into the salon. And I'm sorry that I could not come live to you last Wednesday.
No need to be sorry, T. I think the people understand, the circumstances, and you did let them know, hey, I got a last minute celebrity client. I want to say happy Father's Day to the fathers, the stepfathers, the wannabe fathers, the soon to be fathers, all the fathers that's stepping up to be fathers. So happy Father's Day belated to you guys. And I think we got 4th of July coming up, and I'm not sure what we're going to do about that one, team.
Next
We'll
week
see.
is next week is 4th of July.
Okay,
So
okay.
I guess you guys won't see us next Sunday, but you will see us this Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday evening. Yes. And I think Wednesday is the first. So that's great.
Yes, it works out perfectly. Works out
Yes.
perfectly.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
Wednesday's the first. Okay.
yeah. Anyway, what's been going on? I know that you're traveling, you're in your car, you know.
Yeah, not much, not much. Just enjoying these nice sunny days.
Okay, that's perfect. So we're waiting for some people to join us live. I am Tanika Gillard. This is Tisha McDonald. We're both licensed natural stylists. Well, Tisha's a cosmetologist. She's full-fledged. I'm just a natural stylist,
Never
licensed.
just, never
Oh,
just.
never just. I get in trouble for that all the time. So yes, licensed in the state of Alabama, licensed in the state of Pennsylvania, here with a lot of knowledge on different topics, not just on hair, just everything. So we're working on our bios for you guys because it's so much information that she has to offer and that I have to offer. And we just want to get to know you guys better. But I think too that we can get ready to start on the topic for the day.
Yes. So the topic of today is when should we cut our relaxer? That was one that we were inboxed. Someone wanted to know about cutting their relaxer. Someone else wanted to know about can we lock our hair with the relaxer? So we're going to get into those topics today.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So when should you cut your relaxer? Now, I feel, to me, whenever you want to cut your relaxer. However, when you have a relaxer, you are supposed to get it trimmed regularly anyway. So therefore, it should be not a matter of when you should cut your relaxer, but if you were taking care of it regularly, your hair shouldn't be breaking. Um, Now there is some question as to I'm going natural. Should I cut my relaxer to go natural? Not necessarily. You don't have to cut your relaxer to go natural. However, you will have a lot of demarcation as to where your natural hair is from where the relaxer is. So I do have quite a few clients who have transitioned from relaxer to natural. And what we were doing, what we still do, wash blow flats regularly. Wash blow flats because they still want the hair straight, they just don't want the relaxing part of it. And we trim regularly. What is the thing?
When you say regularly, how often is regularly?
For them, it's 6 weeks. For them, it's 6 weeks. So they come in every other week, and then we just do a trim. And there's a difference. I always say there's a difference between a trim and a cut. And some salons they'll say as soon as I pick up my scissor, then that's automatically whatever the price is. But I say for me, I price a trim and a cut differently because they're not the same. A trim is a little bit of hair coming off. A cut is a cut. Like if I'm going to get a bob or if I'm going to get an asymmetrical, to me that's a cut. That's not a trim. It's not the same. So I charge differently for that.
Hmm. Okay. Um, but sometimes, people really need a cut that is supposed to be a trim. Like they have so much damage on the end. You know what I'm saying? That it
Yes,
really
and that's
ends
because
up
they were not trimming it all along.
right. They weren't consistent.
Yes.
Okay.
And it
Okay.
doesn't have to be 6 weeks, it could be 8 weeks. But as long as you're getting it done regularly, I do it when I see that it really needs it. You might not need, everybody's hair grows differently. So you might not need it at 6 weeks. You might need it at 8 weeks, you
Let me
know.
ask you this other question. People with locks and natural hair, what do you think? What would you recommend for a lock trim or a natural hair trim?
For me, a lock trim, and I believe in trimming my locks. I never like my locks to be uneven like this. I hate that. I
Hmm.
like my locks to either be a V, a U, straight across, whatever. It just needs to look nice. I don't like it all uneven. And so I
Okay.
say trim your locks. You see a lot of and like yesterday I had a client and it's been 14 weeks. So she came in and her ends, they were starting to fray just at the ends. And I'm like, you really just need to trim your ends. It wouldn't be so bad. And it's not a hazard to, what's the problem with just trimming your ends? Make them look even, like make them look nice. Still gotta take care of it. Locks is not just dead hair. You know what I'm saying? It is, but still take care of it. You still want it to look nice, presentable, whatever.
Okay.
You know, and natural
Right.
hair, you just trim that the same way. I would trim it the same way as if I was trimming a relax. You know, but you
Six to
don't
eight
need it any
weeks?
longer. 8 weeks, 3 months. I'm not going further than in 3 months. Let's not push it
Okay.
now.
Okay. I had to get that out there for the people, T. I got to get it out there for the people.
20, 20.
Okay, so for myself, I don't trim my locks often, but maybe once a year would be good to get a trim. For me, I have the micro locks, and so my loctician, I do get seen by a loctician, you guys, and she's like, but every now and again, I will do a trim on my locks and on my clients' locks as well. My naturals, I have a few that just come in for the trim, but I want to hit back on um, people transitioning from relaxed to natural real quick because I had two that came in this week. One, she's very thick at the root and has the relax on the end because she's gonna lock her hair eventually, but it's so thick at the root and but she's already prepared to get rid of it. Then I had another client who maybe not had a relaxer maybe in the past 3 to 4 months who wanted to start her locks from there. So she has plenty of relax in and just a little bit of new growth. Whereas the other young lady, she had a ton of new growth and still had some relax in. And what I say is that you have to feel comfortable in cutting off your hair. Some people are not comfortable and confident to cut their hair off because they feel like they're going to look too masculine. That's what my client said to me yesterday. She said, I don't want to cut off my relaxer because I had my hair cut once before. It was too short and I didn't feel feminine. And so I feel like, then that's not for you. And then also you have to take into consideration your spouse. Sometimes, how would they feel? I'm in the South and men here for some reason have a big deal with hair. They love long hair. So I learned that while I was here. But anyway, so sometimes you want to make sure that and then I had a client who had beautiful natural hair and her spouse really hated her hair and I loved her hair, but he just didn't like it at all. So I don't know, sometimes you just got to say, hey, I love my hair, I love the way I look, I love me. So that's a whole nother story for another day.
Okay. So now I'm getting feedback. I don't know why. But yeah, so that's it for me with the whole when should you trim? How do you know when to trim? And you don't want a lot of split ends making it grow because some people just want to hold on to their hair for the length, but
Yes.
it's so
Yeah.
unhealthy and it looks so raggedy. You know, it's like
Hmm.
it would look so much better if you just cut that off. You
Yes.
know,
Yes.
so that's that. Now, people also want to know how can I lock my hair with the relaxer? And you just posted, and I loved it the way you twisted her hair up, you know, and locked her from a short cut, but you locked her with her, straight ends.
Yes, this is maybe my third or fourth client that I'm starting locks with a relaxer. Um, so she saw one of the other young ladies, her cosmetologist, she saw her hair and said, I know if she came to you, it was time for me to come to you. So So now I got those two that know each other, and then I have I can't say she's a celebrity client. So, and she also started from a relaxer to natural to the locks. And so what I do there, depending on the new growth and the age and the comfortability of the client, I will, like the client yesterday, she has the micro locks interlocked at the base, and then we did a rod set on her. But one of my other clients, or two of them, they started with kinky twist on top or box braids on top. And so they'll wear that for some months, and then I'll say that's enough. You have to let your hair breathe, and then they'll let it stay out for a few months, and then they'll go back, to their braids or crochet. You have so many options now with hair. You can crochet, you can box braid, you can kinky twist, spring twist, Havana twist, whatever twist you want, you can get all of that. However, you have to be careful with that as well, because the young lady consulting with her while I was doing her hair, she was asking how would I put the braids on top or the twist on top, and we talked about how that method would be done to preserve her locks as well.
Okay. Yes. And starting the locks with the relaxer, like we said, you could twist it and let it grow out from there. You could do a kinky twist on top and let it grow from there. There's so many options. You can interlock and start it from there. You can do the goddess locks. You could do the faux locks over the hair. And so there's so many options to lock from a relaxer. It's not like back in the day when they said chop it all off and start from the beginning. Now, my husband had a different take on that for my lock. He wanted me to start from the coils and work my way up. That way, I knew the full experience of it, because I was going to start from extensions. And he said, that's cheating. So I said, okay, that's true. I can see that as cheating. But, you have others who wants to start from extension because they don't want to go through the ugly phase and this, that, and the other. But I love the ugly phase. I love the middle phase. That was my
Mm-hmm.
favorite phase, the teenage phase.
Yeah, I think the middle phase was pretty okay for me too. It wasn't like my hair is just long and just flat, so I don't really do much to it unless it's in a ponytail. If I curl it, they fall real fast. But I think that I like the middle phase, and I like it right here at my ears, nice and easy,
Okay.
get up and go. Not a lot of work to deal with, although I don't just throw this in a ponytail, it is fine still. But yes. A lot of locticians, and I know this is not the topic for the day because it's going to be for another day, because we have a whole book on this, T. I think we have a book on locks coming out
Yes.
and things like that. So, I forgot to tell the people, I'm Tanika Gillard. I am Naturally Yours in Birmingham, Alabama.
And I'm Tisha McDonald, Poconos, PA.
Okay, so Alternative Salon.
Yes.
Okay, so back to what I was saying. So a lot of times a lot of locticians, old school, do not like the new extension technique because it is cheating, and they won't provide that service. I personally won't provide the service only because it's just time consuming to me. I rather braid hair, but I can refer people out. There's something flying here, sorry. But I would refer people out to people that I know that does that service. And that's the thing about me. I'm not trying to hog everybody. If you do lock extensions and that's what you want to do and that's where you want to spend your time, I will send the people to you. So there's a lot of different things with the lock services now. There's a way you do the wrapping with the lock extension, so you wrap around the hair, and then they have the pre-made locks that you can stitch onto your natural hair to make your lock extension, and then you'll grow your locks from that. It's permanent. It's not something that you can remove, whereas the other lock extension is just your faux locks, or they can be removed. So that's important to know. So I think when you consult with your stylist, you need to make sure you ask all your questions and get everything answered when it comes to the locks. If you want something permanent, if you want something temporary, if you want it colored, if there's a certain technique like the Insta locks, you need to make sure that you ask your stylist, and they can give you more insight on what to do there. But just like we were saying, you have to trim your ends to make sure that they're healthy in order for the rest of your hair to grow. Yeah, we always say that your hair grows from the root, and that is true. But in order to maintain, you get heat damage from flat irons and things like that. So, and blow drying your hair, summer hot heat, the heat from the summer, the harsh weather of the winter, snow, cold, wind, so depending on the environment that you're in also really affects your hair. But make sure that you get that trim. Make sure that you're comfortable and who you're letting trim it. Make sure that they're not cutting it. And sometimes you could go in and say, I just want about a half an inch cut off, or a quarter of an inch cut off, but also you have to trust your stylist. You have to have a relationship with your stylist in order for you to come to a mutual agreement and understanding about the care of your hair and the nurturing of the hair and the moisture of your hair. You want to make sure that your hair has a lot of nutrients and is really taken care of for all seasons, summer, spring, winter, and fall. So we just wanted to touch on that because we did get some questions on trimming the hair. And even with my clients that's starting from a relaxer but are locking, every time they come, I will trim off some more of that relaxer, trim off some more of that relaxer, trim off some more of that relaxer until it's just a lock. And so that's important for us to do. Welcome back. We missed you.
Sorry, I did it live, so I'm doing it from my phone now. So I had to get in there. Thank you for continuing going.
No problem. That's what we do. Just continuing talking about making sure you trust your stylist. Sometimes you could go in and say, hey, I just want a quarter of an inch or a half an inch trimmed off the ends, building that relationship and making sure that the stylist knows how to care for your hair for all seasons, summer, spring, winter, and fall, knowing that our hair is damaged in the summer from the heat and the products, knowing that it's messed up in the winter from the cold and the wind and the elements there. And so just making sure that you have someone that you trust and that is good with you, that y'all have a relationship, And then I was just letting the people know that even with my relaxed clients that are locking, every time they come, I'm trimming some more of that relaxer off, trimming some off until it's just their locks.
This is true because so I have a lot of Spanish clients who have locks. I have quite a few. And I have a lot of straight haired clients. So I have a lot of Caucasian clients that have, or like that wavy. So I have quite a few. And so with their technique, we use a back combing technique and then we interlock. That's a whole different live because that's a whole different process of how I lock their hair. But yes, when you get to that end and their hair is straight, they're like, well, is it supposed to be like this? Can we cut this off? So you have options. You can leave it the way it is. You could cut it off. You could curl it in. You have options for the straight hair or the relaxed hair because, again, some people don't want to lose that length. So then it's like, okay, well, we could just curl it. You don't have to cut it today, but eventually we're going to have to cut this off,
Right.
And sometimes it's like, no, they never cut it off because they're locking anyway. So why cut it off? So, but yeah. There's so many options, but we just wanted to touch in today about when should you cut the relaxer off? Can you start locks from a relaxer? What is the process? How often should you trim? That's what this is about today, guys, because that was the question that kept coming into the inboxes this week. It was really about the trims and the locking from a relaxer.
And I think it's important to reiterate there is a difference between a trim and a cut.
For sure. Mm-hmm. A trim is a little bit coming off. A trim is a trim. A cut is a cut. A cut would be, like I said, if you're going from like here to your ear, that's a cut. If you're getting a bob cut, a style cut, a asymmetrical, a layered cut, that would not be a trim.
Let me ask you one more question before we go, because I know that the people got to go and everything. Sir, I got an inbox for a trim, a wash, a trim, and some box braids. Now, do you like braiding over a fresh trim?
I do not, because the ends are too blunt.
I was going to say the same thing. The ends are too blunt. Yeah, I was going to say the same. But, I was just saying. That's all.
Okay.
That's all. That's all. Again, this is Tanika Gillard. I am naturally yours in Birmingham, Alabama.
And this is Tisha McDonald. I am sorry I'm in my car today because we are in Delaware. So I'm on location. Um, and it's a Tisha Alternative Beauty Studio from the Poconos, PA.
And we are both licensed stylists. So we just wanted to reiterate that. So if you have any questions, if y'all catching the replay, just put your questions on the inbox and we will be sure to check that later on this evening and get back to you on Wednesday. We'll see y'all Wednesday evening at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time.
6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And keep
Yes.
those questions coming. We will be glad to answer.
Yes, and stay tuned for some more of the Twin Nest. We got some great things in store for you guys. So keep following, keep sharing, posting, liking, asking, and we will see you guys on Wednesday night.
All right. So long.
All right.